The Oklahoma City Thunder are currently 10th seed in the West, technically tied for also the ninth with the Lakers, a game in front of the Jazz. And Jalen Williams, if he was not playing in Oklahoma City, nothing against Oklahoma City. I've heard it's a beautiful city, a lovely place. Never been to Oklahoma. I live in Kansas currently. I go to KU. But if he was playing, let's say, in a market like New York, Paolo Banchero might not be the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. Jalen Williams, J Dub from Santa Clara, he was a guy born in Colorado. Did you guys know that? He was a guy that I said pre-draft that he was going to be a lottery pick, that he was going to shoot up, all right? And came out of Arizona, went to Santa Clara in California. And these guys averaging 13.6 points, 29 minutes a game, about 30. 52% from the field, 34.9% from three, about 35, 4.5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.5 steals. But the thing is this is a cat who's been on an absolute tear. Since All-Star break, through 11 games, he's averaging almost 21 points a night. All right, 3.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, almost 5 rebounds a night, 36.6 from three on 3 attempts a night, 11 shots from the field, hitting 52% in 32 minutes. And let's talk about J-Dub. This is he's a connector. He's a guy who was a point guard who grew to about 6'6" and became a wing. So he can put the ball on the deck. He's a connector, all right? He had a late growth spurt going from 6'3" to 6'6". And him as an on-ball defender, generally, let's just get right into it. I love this guy, all right? I'm a huge buyer that Jalen Williams is going to be an all-star, a superstar. He's going to follow, the Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler, two-way mold, obviously a modern-day version of that archetype. And it's extremely hard to find these types of wings with genuine dribble, pass, shoot, defense abilities who are also 6'6" with a 7'2" wingspan. This is why Talen Horton-Tucker got a $30 million contract after being a second-round pick with, a small sample size. The difference here is that Jalen Williams is a way better shooter, a way better passer, way better defender, and generally has more basketball skill. And I'm a huge believer in Jalen Williams' shooting ability. And it's kind of hard to see how he fails at this point. And I buy into his defensive tools and playmaking upside. Like, this guy can bounce pass so well. There's a legitimate superstar pathway here, even if he's not the best isolation creator. At the end of the day, I think this is a guy who's going to be perfect for the Thunder next to Shea, Josh Giddey, Chet Holmgren, because he's got the skill set intersection with the positional scarcity of having skilled wing players with the extreme value that it's crazy, because he's a guy, he measured in with almost a 7'3" wingspan, 6'6" with shoes in, and he's the prototypical size of a late bloomer, and he's just getting better, and he's showing ball screen creation ability and his ability to hit the open man, string them together. He loves them pocket passes, and I just think those cross corner kickouts with his left hand, like the ambidextrous ability he has and how much control he has over the ball as a wing, is absurd. Like, that's not normal. And for me, I just think that's just going to get better and better with time. He's going to be a fine wine. And it's his world and we're living in it. And again, this is a team that next year, I think they're not even going to be fighting for a playing spot like they are right now. All right? They're going to be a team that I think is truly probably going to be in the playoffs, being like a 6 seed. Because the other thing is Coach Mark Daignault, he's a guy that, Coach Marky Mark, as I like to call him, he's going to be a guy who's definitely going to be really fun to play with and a guy that I could see being one of the top coaches that everyone's talking about in a year, hoping that, when his contract's near expiration, that their team gets, okay, because of what he's doing here. This team plays the new school basketball, and it's because of Jalen Williams and, the players that they have, but having Jalen Williams at the wing, okay, Lou Dort, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams kind of took his role, and it's because they play this, guard early, switch late. Shout out, I think it was Mo DeKeel or one of the guys on the Athletic podcast for saying that, because that's a great way to explain how this team plays defense. And it's rather exciting if you haven't seen it, because it's not what you typically see from today's NBA. And I think that's what the part that makes this team so exciting is their ability to play that style of basketball, which I don't think as consumers of the game we haven't been accustomed to lately. And it's a way to, because we're so used to offense, offense, offense. And I think this is a way that they've learned to combat that, offense, offense orientation that modern day teams have. So for me, I think that's just something that people need to keep their eyes out for, because this is not a joke what we got going on right here, and I think it's going to be continue to be exciting. And again, Chet Holmgren's going to come back. They have guys on this team, Trey Mann, Lindy Waters the third off the bench, Jeremiah Robinson Earl. Like, there's so many players, and obviously they're gonna have to start to pick and choose, but you got the stars on this team. And I know injuries are keeping us from seeing, like, Kenrich Williams. They've got their glue guy in Kenrich Williams. But just think about this. Just think about this, all right? You got yourself right here a team that probably, and you still have a draft pick coming in, all right? You got a draft pick coming in, and right here with Shea, Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren being the future. Dario Saric is also a guy who's been cooking for them that I think's been phenomenal. Ousmane Dieng, Lindy Waters, Isaiah Joe, all right? Trey Mann, Aaron Wiggins, Jeremiah Robinson Earl, all right? Like, there's pieces on this team. And again, Dario Saric, he's fallen back down to earth a little bit, but still, he's cooking for this team. And I don't know, believe